Just about ready, folks. 1 second. Always a file I forget. Getting ready. 1 minute. Always takes me a minute. How many times I think I'm ready to go? I'm never ready to go. Okay. And we're good. I think I've done it. Double check. Yes. Okay. All right, here we go. Hey, everybody. Let me just get things organized here. How's everybody enjoying their Valentine's Day? Okay, for anybody that doesn't know, because I'll do my little plug at the beginning here, this is the 3rd Gray Maniple Doodle collection, which I sell exclusively off my gricklemart.com store with the wonderful help of my friend Melissa. Yeah, this is a collection of just selected Instagram doodles over the years. I sold out of the first 2 books, but there's still copies of this one left. It even comes with a little bookmark, specially. Whoop, this one's not signed. Okay, they're signed. Generally, they're signed. Anyway, yeah, that's my little opening plug for things at gricklemart.com. All right, let's get to drawing. Yeah, there's no need to feel pressure to Valentine. Don't worry about it. It's a corporation-created holiday anyway, right? So don't feed into the corporations and their stupid stuff. Sumikat asking if there's any chance the old one's getting republished. I am trying to figure that out. I plan to, yes. I am flattered that they both printings of those sold out, but I am working towards a second printing at least of the first book. If not the second, I'll have to see how the first one sells when I reprint it. But yeah, I'm hoping, don't quote me on this, but I'm hoping this year I will have a second printing of the first book available again. Working on it. Time and money, like everything. Okay, let's go. You heard it here first. What to start with? Look at that, a voodoo doll. I'm gonna do a voodoo doll. Okay, we're doing voodoo doll first. I don't remember if there's a classic. Look for a voodoo doll. This is the first thing that sprung to mind. Okay. All right. Voodoo doll. Yeah, okay. I don't feel the need for much of any color here. I'm just going to add a little bit of shading to this guy. Give him a little dimension. Pop him off the page a little bit. Oh, it feels good to draw today. I don't know. I've been looking forward to doing this again. So I'm glad folks are here, and I'm glad to be doing this. There you go. Voodoo doll. All the way this way. Dream catcher. Now, I know there's the Native American dream catcher things. I don't know if I'm going to go something a little more cartoony and literal, I suppose. Maybe a little sinister look in here. This is, I haven't fully thought out this drawing. I'm going to admit to that right now. This is a weird idea that I don't know is going to translate the way I thought it was going to. Yep, I don't know where this is going. How do you represent a dream? Okay, scale is all wonkadoodle on this one. Sorry. Can I save this? I don't know. Hello from Germany. Perspective, scale, it's all whacked. Sometimes this happens, folks. Especially when you don't plan for a drawing or have a clear idea of what you're going to do. Sometimes you get a happy accident, sometimes you get a real mess. I think this is falling into the real mess category. What a weird drawing. Okay. True. Dreams do tend to not follow scale rigidly. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a weird concept. I apologize. You can't get them all to work the way you think you're going to get them to work. I don't even know. Weird. I'm gonna just I'm gonna throw some tones on this and see if I can make myself feel better about this drawing, but I don't know that I will. Yikes. That's all I can say is yikes. Although I will say I still like the concept of this, I just didn't quite execute it. I do enjoy hearing other people's dreams sometimes. It's just bizarre, the things our brains seem to need to exercise or, I don't know, put through the wash at night, so to speak. Give some whiskers to that cat. Oh yeah, is it, I'll just turn the light away a bit, maybe give it a little darker. Sorry, it's always a challenge here. The light, of course, depending on what's going on outside, changes every day in the studio space here. And so sometimes it's a little washed out. I apologize. I also don't know everybody's individual screens they're looking at this on. Potentially everyone's settings are going to be a little different. Hopefully that's better. But you think, oh, is it the camera that is just trying to adjust? Okay, well, I did dim the light a little bit. So maybe that made the camera more comfortable with the balance. Okay. There you go. Okay, there's that weird concept. Excuse me. Okay, let's move on. Brass scuba helmet. Okay, sure. Proud of his helmet there. I feel like he just arrived at a big board meeting with his brass helmet on. Okay. Good. I'm glad that this turned out to be a relatable cartoon. Wasn't anticipating that. Oh, a little bit of brown seems to suggest more brass to me. Okay, let's see now. Move the camera a little closer. I feel like I am a little far away, aren't I? All right, maybe that's better. There we go. Cool. I like that one. I think that turned out all right. Perhaps, yes. That is a legit, rational explanation for this scene. Oh, I don't know. Let's see what else we got going on here. Refrigerator. Inside your refrigerator. That's just strange. Okay. Oh my gosh, what's going on? A swarm of dead insects. All right, exciting times here on Twitch once again. Very nice. Okay. Excuse me. Goodness. Okay. Let's try to get this going here. I am just drawing objects in a fridge. Not super exciting, which I think is part of the reason I've avoided this prompt for a while. I've seen it many times and I just have pretended to just move on. Well, not pretended, I have moved on. Looked for other prompts, but today's the day. We draw the stuff in the fridge. There's milk. There's, I don't know, peanut butter. You know, the kind where you have to freeze it. I mean, keep it refrigerated. How we doing out there? Yes, very nice swarm of dead insects, as always. You make this whole Twitch thing a joy, I think, for a lot of folks. And we all thank you. Gosh, okay, what else? What else can you put in the fridge? Just jars of stuff, right? Maybe some pickles. All right. Let me see. I've got to add some interest in here. So we're going to add a little bearded person. Sort of gnome-like, but not like the hidden people, just a gnome. Just your average refrigerator gnome. Who's just trying to make a living inside your fridge. I will give him a little red cap, though. I don't know if he's that hungry, right? He'd have all the food he could want in there, as long as the fridge stayed decently stocked. Okay, there you go. There is that. Let's see. Something else out. Sunset. Futuristic time capsule, kaleidoscope. Oh my gosh, we get down to the last of these prompts and it starts to get tougher. Because I'm just not sure what I feel like drawing, and I feel like I ignore or skip over a bunch of these. Scary shadow. Let's try that. True. A lot of germs, I'm sure. Okay. Scary shadow. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, getting distracted as I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. I'm not sure I'm familiar. I mean, I think I've heard of Thief. I don't know. My knowledge of game franchises is scattered at most, at best. All right. Interesting. Did not know. I don't know if this is drawing is getting influenced by the doodle for the coffin on the other side of the page here, but picking the same kind of camera angle, but it's kind of your best angle, right, to show a shadow. Okay. Scary shadow time. Oh, well, you know a lot of the history here. Swarm of dead insects. Impressive. I don't know if this works, but there it is. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm not sure about that one. Army tank. Okay, I'm trying army tank. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn off my speaker on the computer. Sorry, I'll do that right now. Mastodon sounds, exactly right. Okay. Army tank. Yikes. Sorry to hear that, Grinning Oni. Yeah, that I wasn't. I didn't leave that speaker on to humble brag on how popular the Grickle Mastodon feed is. I think it's actually because the daily post I do just posted, so generates a little activity if I'm lucky. Okay. Oh, well, welcome, somewhat, Carl. I'm glad you like that illustration. Yeah, it's seems to be a popular one every time I post it. Okay, here we go. Let's see. All right, another prompt. What can we do? Chariot, layers of the earth, wheel of fortune, brown nautical scene, treasure map, barbed wire. Whoops, skip that one. What is that? Your favorite cartoon, roller coaster. Favorite cartoon. That's just an unfair thing to ask of anyone, because like movies, like books, it changes all the time. Favorite cartoon. I'll just jot down one of definitely the more influential cartoons on me over the years, formative years. And it's almost impossible to draw it like the actual, but maybe I can get it. At least recognizable. Oh wow, proportions are really off here. There you go. Favorite cartoon. He's definitely been grickled. I'm not even sure if that's consistently grickled. It's just weird looking. Which I guess is Grickle. All right. Granite Center, bumper sticker, abandoned ghost town, personalized. So many. School mascot. I do vaguely remember our school mascot. High school mascot, that is. It's the angriest animal alive. I'll put him in a t-shirt. Can anybody guess this mascot? Is this obvious? Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. It's maybe not an animal everybody's familiar with. Yep, that's right. It's Grickle time. Alright, I'll put him in a t-shirt from my high school. I went to a high school called White Pines. So there it is. That's the mascot. Close. Not a Tasmanian devil. Think more northern. Because, you know, grew up in Canada. So, generally, a lot of mascots that are Canadian animals. Yes. I think it's funnier if it was considered to be a beaver. That'd be one angry beaver. But yes, Wolverine is the correct answer. That was our school mascot. The White Pines Wolverines. I believe they're still called that, but you know what? I haven't checked in a long time. Maybe they've changed the mascot. But it was definitely the Wolverine. Long ago when I was of high school age. Angry weasel. Big angry weasel. While Swarm of Dead Insects, I will inform you that having spent numerous years living in Oregon, the state of Oregon, that one of the universities that is there, they don't call it the Angry Beavers, but the beaver logo is quite angry. It's just the head of a beaver and he's very upset. Nice. Yeah, I guess Wolverines are pretty common. I mean, what? The Michigan Wolverines, right? University of Michigan. There's quite a few places that use the Wolverine as their go-to animal. He's just furious. Okay. Alright, I'm going to pick maybe one or two more prompts, and I think I'll probably call it a day, but let's see what there is. Oh, Red Riding Hood. I always enjoy Red Riding Hood. I'll do that. Yeah. I've always enjoyed this fairy tale. I haven't actually read it in a long time. Just sort of presumed knowledge. Good question, Tiramisu. I don't know. That really varies. I wish it was more. I feel like in my more recent years, I just have a harder time justifying farting around time to just draw. Partly what motivates me to do stuff like this, where in a sense I'm kind of just drawing for myself, even though obviously people are watching. But at least I'm just sort of freewheeling. I don't know. Well, thanks. How many hours a week? Gosh, if I had to average it, I'd be lucky to get an hour to 2 hours where I'm just drawing purely for myself. Because, again, almost everything I do these days, and I think, I'm grateful and I'm privileged to be in a position where people pay me to do art. So I tend to do stuff that's getting me paid, like all of us. But yeah, I think on a good week I still squeeze in a couple hours of doodling around, and not always, but on a good week, if I had to guess. Yeah, sorry. Probably more details than you actually wanted. But it's a kind of, like so many things, it's a nuanced, many layers to it, I suppose. And life is complicated. But I do enjoy drawing for myself as much as I can. I mean, I say that. Not always. I gotta be in the mood to do it. I gotta be in the right zone. And there's lots of times where I get time to draw and I'm just not, can't seem to feel good about doing it. I don't know. Art is weird. It's great, but it's weird. And it's a little push pull of like finding ways to put yourself in that mode without necessarily forcing it, and trying to be consistent so that you do keep trying to do stuff. Oh, it's tricky. Okay. Almost done. I think this might be the last one for the day, folks. Where did my red pencil go? Ah, there it is. Here we go. Yeah, I think this will be the last one I do today. We are nearing an hour. And I told myself I'd do just an hour. Hello, hello. Mastodon, excellent. I'm gonna give Little Red Riding Hood red shoes. Why not? Makes sense. Let's see. Color this basket up. Brown on that. Okay. Good question, Grinning Oni. I mean, I've certainly given my share of interviews and things over the years, but a lot of that was in relation to other projects specifically, not necessarily just me talking about cartooning and comics. I don't know. I don't, off the top of my head, know of a good spot to go to. Maybe, gosh, there's a Canadian podcast they've interviewed me a couple times. Great Northern Country Comics Podcast, I think is the title. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. I'd have to look it up. Run by a really wonderful fellow, and I've done some interviews there. But again, those are sort of specific to different books and things that I have out. You could check out that. I am doing like pretty much a weekly post on my Substack now, where I do sometimes talk about process. Of course, it's on like so many artists, on a paid tier, you'd have to pay to read those things, but there is some stuff there. Okay. I don't think I'm going to add color to the background. I'm going to leave red writing at the only thing in color here. Okay. Oops, made a little shadow in here. Yeah, that helped. Nothing like a good shadow. All right. Okay, folks. I am just about an hour now, so I think I am going to call it for today. Thank you for watching, and this will get posted on my YouTube channel as well as the Twitch channel. And yeah, hopefully I'll be back again next week. All right, thanks everybody.